What's up, everybody? What's happening? What is this, 164? I don't even know. How are you guys? 29 in the room, chilling. Right now, do a little bit of a roll call here in a minute. Can you guys hear me? I was messing with my other computer, on the stream stuff, and I wasn't able to get the software to work with the capture card, so I'm on the old machine. So what's up? Who flew and what did you fly? Let me know in the comments below. This camera, I just got one of those, you know, Facebook always give you these birthdays for all kinds of stuff. So apparently 2 years ago is when I got this camera. Because last week I got the, you know, share it if you want deal. 5 out of 5. Awesome. Shadow Ops, thank you, man. Hanger 51, Scotty Story, Michael Nolan. What is happening, Scotty? George Watts, thank you, man. Victor, appreciate it. P51D, fan. 5 out of 5. Eddie K, what up? Eddie K, hit me in Messenger. I want to know what size drill bit you used on those big Dubros when you put them on your Draco. Thanks a lot. And if you use any spacers or washers, please let me know in Messenger or text or however it is we get back and forth. Thanks, Eddie K. I've got a bunch of these. So Bobby already drilled out a set. I couldn't figure out what drill bit he used, but he got a set of the 6-inchers on the Carbon Z150 that we'll do a video on. We got to fix his though. It went through the ring of fire, kinda. Anyway, it's been through a lot and needs fixed. So I'm putting the 5s on. I think I'm going to put the 5s on my Super Cub Carbon Z, and the 5.5s. That's right. The 5.5s are going on Draco. The 6s are on the Carbon Z150, and the 5s are going on my Carbon Z Cub. And I can't wait, but I got to do all the drilling out and stuff. Okay, Eddie K, Hanger 51, Ken Bird, what's up? Shadow Ops, Eric Tennant, writes, I'm skipping ahead, I'm sorry if I miss you, pop back in, Dennis Farley, Francis, Captain Tracy, E-Flight Viper 90, that thing's awesome. I want to watch you fly yours, man. Brian Brissett, Consciendo, Lozy, Super Baja Ray, and X-Max, excellent. George is flying tomorrow, had fun helping the wife clean up the garage today. So much more fun than flying. Yeah, right. You got to do it so you can go tomorrow, though. Boss 223, Air Marshal, what's up? No S-Bus. Oh, 182. David Martin Graff, what's happening? 13/64. Right on. Jeff's Custom in the house. Sebo Racing. Olson Aviation Crew Chief. What is happening? Hunter Yoakum, Paul Dainton, Dollar Bill Clinton in the house. Michael Bear had a big flying day today. That's awesome. Garrett Air Tractor and B-24. Lionel Randall, good evening. Boss flew the P-47, the Mall, and the Beaver. Killer. Olson's doing 6-inch on Draco. Yeah, man. I'm going to do videos on it here very soon with these tires. I like them. I put them on that Husky SE and it really tamed it down. Thank you, Eddie. Yeah, I worked this morning and then just took it easy. I met my wife and the little one for lunch and took it easy, and then in the afternoon got down here. Jetman, what's happening? Guniac, Warehouse 1. Hey, from Florida. Hello. BC Flyer fixed his Havoc and rebained it. Waited 4 months to get a fuse. Whew. But it's back in business. Flies great. Good. That's very good. Twin Otter says, a lot of new guys in here. That's very cool. MVG2, E-Flight Twin Otter. Ha, Michael Bear, you know what to do. Awesome. I've been working on, you guys probably saw the video I put out of Zavi flying the turbine at the Horizon Hobby Fest. That Fest was awesome. It was great. I've been working on my video for that, like an event video. It's turning out to be really long, but I think it's gonna be awesome. So stay tuned. It's gonna be next week at best at this point, but I've been working on it all day. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. A lot of buddies are in that video, you know? A lot of our buddies are in there. It's all right, man. Yeah, that kid can fly. You know, I just happened to be at the flight line when he was going up. I mean, I had walked the whole event for the most part, and I was back on the plane side, and I had like every bit of his flight but the takeoff. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and put that out as its own video. I may have some other stuff like that'll be its own, but for the most part, it's going to be almost a chronology of walking down the line, you know, starting at one end to the other and who we ran into on the way. I think it's pretty cool. And some of the best parts of the live stream from that night, the parts where there was people, or it's almost kind of like an interview or a hangout, like with Tony CC, XRC. We talked to Jason. We talked to a lot of folks. It's just going to be a fun video. And so I'm pulling the best parts of last week's live stream into this video, and then using some of what I captured, you know, as B-roll to look at while some of the talking's going on and things like that. It's a ton of work, but it's going to be awesome. We just may have to wait for it, but I think it's going to be all right. And the stuff that I didn't get that I wished I had, I screen grabbed from Horizon. So there's a lot of coverage from the event, and I would really urge you to check out all of the socials at Horizon. Those guys do a great job, and TJ is new on board the last few weeks, and you guys can really see the fun they're having, right? So TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, check out the Horizon stuff. And then all of our YouTube friends that were there, if you guys are interested in the surface stuff a little bit like I am, you got to check out Tony. He was there. A lot of guys were there. Big Squid RC, the Sailors were there. Chloe was there. Che, Hamilton's Hangar was there. You know, me, Bobby K, Mafia, Air Marshal was there. Who am I missing? There was a ton of folks there. It was awesome. Yeah, chat's the best way to go right now, David Martin Graff, as far as I can tell. They're always trying to fix things. And sometimes when that happens, things might have to go down. Yeah, bucket list. That was a lot of fun, Air Marshal. It was totally cool. And I'm sorry, I'm sure I'm missing a lot of stuff here. Paul McNeil in the house, what up? Dwan, what's up? Yeah, man, he can fly. Thanks, Warehouse One. Yeah, there should be a lot of footage still coming out of that show. Yeah, Ken Krause nailed it. He said, go on Horizon chat and request a callback. I know they're always working to improve that experience, guys. Lee wasn't there, he says. Our servos are already on the way. We got a couple Creightons, 3 of them. Me, Bobby, and Air Marshal. And we had to get our servos fixed. Yeah, I think live chat's the way to go these days. You know, be patient. You know, the one thing about the hobby has gone nuts over the last few, I guess, year and a half or so. That's an extreme load on those guys. What's up, Spencer? So what else is up, dudes? What other videos have been going out you guys been watching that I've missed or that you all put out yourself? On approach, made in the E-Flight 150T. What a great airplane. Yeah, it is fun. I tell you, it's got me inspired to put lights on my Carbon Z Cub, though. You know? Bobby's about destroyed the 150T at this point. But we'll get it back. Yeah, that's what happens when you're getting ready to get more in. Jackson RC, what's happening? Yeah, you know, the new XFly A10. Yeah, I'm sure Bobby knows more about that than I do, but there ought to be some. It's going to be limited quantity, though. There's going to be some coming fairly soon, I believe. Eddie K, that'd be nice. That'd be sick. I haven't even looked at it yet. Is it Circlips? I love the way they did the Carbon Z 150T with the body clip cotter pin deal. Sherman spent the day cleaning his workbench. It was tough, I can imagine. I'm the worst. George liking the new Flex RV8. Cool. Best entry-level warbird. What other things have you been flying? MVG2. These are great conversations right here. Best entry-level warbird. Everybody wants to know what you've been flying prior. And that gives us a little bit of idea where you're at and what you can kind of handle on those things. Dan Gonzalez is assembling the O&P Hobby Bighorn Pro with AR631. Excited about his first balsa plane. P&P, awesome. Chucky Freebird King. Ha. Get it. Got the SEX 10.3 back together and the Techno ready to race this fall. My new Bronco, early Bronco from Axial ought to be here Monday. Sea Fury. Which one? There's a few of them. There's a Hobby King one. There's a Avios, or I'm sorry, what is it? Flightline. I probably will, Lee. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I'd love to rip those little 50mm jets from my buddies over at Hobby Zone. Craig Beeman, what's up? Ha. Mini Prentice Aero Commander Twin Otter. What do you guys think? Look at the 1.2 Warbirds, I would say. You're wanting to get it from Motion, or are you looking at E-Flight stuff? Are you flying Spectrum? Man, their bind and fly stuff is amazing if you're already on their radio. First plane is the Apprentice. So, man, a lot of new faces in here. That's really cool. I tell you, don't miss out on the rest of the channel, because the live stream's just kind of is a lounge. We're just hanging out, but there's a lot of work goes into the regular content. I really invite you guys that are new right here in the chat to check it out sometime if you haven't. So yeah, Paradox Zero, another great question. What would you recommend as my second plane? My first plane is the Apprentice. Before I answer that, tell us in the chat, Paradox, what you've been looking at. What do you want it to be? What are the things you've been looking at? Where do you want to go? And we kind of, I bet, steer you in the right direction. I also want to know if you're flying off a grass or a hard surface as well. Spectrum, yeah, man. That bind and fly stuff's amazing. I'd be looking at the 1.2 Warbirds at E-Flight for sure. Eric Tennant saying T-28. That's really always a good choice. And the 1.2, yeah, the 1.1 Trojan is amazing. It's depending on where they're really at in their journey. The 1.1 they may think it's a little basic. If they've got some chops and they're up to the challenge, you know, you got the 1.2 T28 that's got retracts and flaps. If you're not at the point where you completely trust your skill yet, then that 1.1 T28 is almost the only thing in that kind of spot that I can think of. I mean, you've got 1.1 Warbirds that do have flaps and retracts at Hobby Zone, but you know, they fly really good. But if you're worried about your performance on a 1.2 with that stuff, everything happens a little faster when they get smaller. So the 1.1 Trojan that's just nice and light is a really good choice. Yeah, that P40, the T28, P47, 1.2s are probably the first two choices. If a guy already had some chops, he could do the P51, no problem though. P39, if you can get a hold of one, are really nice. Ken Bird likes the Cherokee and Air Tractor, yes. Those are really good. There's a lot of good second planes, and I'm hoping I'm not confusing my answers, because one we're talking Warbird and another we're talking just like second plane. So it does depend which way you want to go a little bit, because there's a lot of good choices. There really is. You know, and that technology, man, especially if you're learning, it's really nice to have it. It's so easy to have safe if you want it. They come with it in the receiver. If you turn it on, you've got that self-leveling and all that. But knowing all the time you've got AS3X, which is pretty killer. Yep, Dynam's got the P47. Some of that stuff I hold back on recommending until I know someone's got more experience, because I definitely want them to have an easy experience when it comes to the build and things like that. Yep, that's true. You can trim while you're in safe mode, but you really shouldn't have to. Pete asked if E-flite will reissue the P47 or F4U in the 1.2. I would imagine so. Those are great 1.2s, even as they were. If they update the tech, it's even better. Lee likes the Conshindo as a second sport plane. That thing's pretty fast, isn't it? Turbo Timber, yeah. Turbo Timber is one of my favorite timbers. And there's a bunch. If you like night flying, you got that one too. But I really do like how the Turbo Timbers fly. Whether you get Evolution or one of the older ones. I mean, if you can swing it, get the Evolution, so you get the top feeder battery. Yeah, you shouldn't need to in safe mode. Guys are saying don't do it if you can help it. Wrights says it'll only take the throws at 100%. Yeah, I know Safe wants you to be in high rate. Craig Beeman, yeah, the Ultra Stick is the Hangar 9 Ultra Stick. So it's like, it was plug and play. And yeah, we got it. I still got to get video of it, but I flew it a lot in Muncie, actually. Right, it's not together, but I've got the wing of it over here. What's up, Lawrence Williams? Yeah, so that's a newer release, Craig. I just haven't done my video on it yet, but yeah, that's the Hangar 9 Ultra Stick. It's 6S power. Hunter, I wouldn't say it's probably normal. I wouldn't say it. Hunter wants to know if it's normal if the left aileron servo goes bad on the E-flite Commander, because his did. That's probably happened before, but I wouldn't think it's an issue, like a known issue or something that happens all the time. Warehouse 1 looking at getting your first plane? Man, lots of good choices. Are you liking the prop planes or looking at jets? I would definitely, I think most of us would say, look at that 1.1 Aero Scout or the Apprentice planes. If you're, you know, just getting into it. I think also the Real Flight Simulator is a good thing to look into as well, because you can fly a lot of different kind of planes, and when you wreck them, it's on a simulator, so it doesn't hurt near as bad. Wrights says he's getting the ugly stick. It's the only plane he's prettier than. And if you do, go through pilotryanmedia.com. Links in the description. You guys help support the channel. Help support somebody. You watch these other YouTubers, they got access to that affiliate stuff, so do your thing. That is the X-Fly Glass Star. You want to see it, Scotty? I did a video on it, so did Bobby. You got to check him out. Bobby's stuff's awesome on it. Ken Krause. That's a good choice too. If you're, you know, want to bang around on a beginner plane, you know, watch RC Air Marshal's channel and learn how to program the Spectrum stuff off the shelf, and you can have that wonderful AS3X and safe technology in anything you put it in. I got the like turquoise blue one, Chucky, and I can't wait. I did see him running at that show. I saw so many crawlers, so much. That show was so awesome, guys. I can't wait for you to see the video. I spent a good half the day Saturday with my camera, and I don't do that a lot at shows, but that show I felt like had so much going on. I really needed to take a walk with the camera and see what I get. So, you know, if you like the live, I think you're really gonna like my event video kind of montage. It's basically gonna be laid out like my Saturday walk chronology, but there's a lot of cool stuff to look at in that video. So, and a bunch of people, you know, that I got to talk to. Of course, a ton of YouTubers, and there was so much fun I had. It's not like when I go to these things, I'm handing a camera to people and tell them to film me. I crawled over there for hours and hung out and talked to like a ton of people, you know, without a camera in their face, a lot. So it was, what you're gonna see is, you know, when I turned it on, but what a good time that was, man. And I think you guys have to try to get to Scott Settle's show in Alabama, the Birmingham show, because I think they're going to turn that into a really nice piece too, because he was talking like they were going to get you know, maybe do some tracks as well. It's fun to do that surface stuff, and some guys don't want to fly if it's really windy. Come play. We'll have, the guys will have stuff. Take a rip on it. You don't have to buy something. But if you have it, bring it. Be staying tuned to, you know, the guys, right? Scott Settle, Marshall's going, Moff's going, Bobby K's going. I'm on there. I'm gonna at least sponsor it. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going. I'm probably going. I'm right in the middle of jobby stuff right now. You guys that have been with me for a minute, you kind of know. Yeah, crawling is super relaxing. So Chucky, yeah, I can't wait to get mine. It's got straight axles for the scale guys, so they won't complain. And I think the shocks are 100 millimeter. I heard some guys, I really trust their opinion. Scale Builders Guild, talking about putting 90s on his and kind of dropping that center of gravity a little bit. The body is super nice looking, but the more is going on with the body, the heavier it is. So my Axial Rubicon is perfect stock. I'm not messing with it at all. It's nice and light. It crawls amazingly well. But I saw those Broncos crawling at the show, and they're top heavy, just a little bit. It's the same wheelbase, so the only difference is the weight bias up top because of all that cool, good looks of that body. But yeah, the wheelbase is the same, and that's the one that I'm going to put weight down low. I'll probably do some bead locks and maybe add some brass. But I could tell watching them that they were, a little bit top heavy. But it depends how hardcore you want to go. I loved it. And I had never seen crawler competitions. For me, it's really slow when I'm doing it by myself, just kind of making videos I enjoy doing. But these guys are doing it for time. There was like 3 or 4 different tracks, and some of the footage you're going to see is from like when they were running the competitions. But once the competitions were over, every one of those crawling tracks was loaded with regular folks that wanted to play and not necessarily race, and that was the best time talking to those guys. I was going to do one of the races, but you had to have cash to enter. Oh, yeah. There's going to be limited on these two. But the Glass Star's got these killer air-filled tires already. There's no flaps. It's super simple, but it's super tough. We had a good time banging them around. Like I said, I did a video on it, and so did Bobby K. And probably, I would assume some of the other, in the network did it too. 3S power, builds easy, 2mm hexes. It gets it done. Easy build. It's got some panel lines, some molded in detail, and you can change the pressure on the tires with just like a football needle. So you don't have to have anything crazy. Those are easy to get about anywhere. Yeah, we flew it right in front of that hobby shop in Granger. Probably be spending a lot more time there pretty soon, if I don't say so myself. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I know some of my guys here don't want to hear me talk about it, but like, man, I really do enjoy the surface stuff too. That's the beauty of these shows is, man, common bond, like get out there and play, Go play, just zone out on something, get your butt outside and have fun. Do it. Do something. Pellegrino in the house, what's up? Yeah, you guys that are new, man, check out my RC truck playlist. I got some basher and crawler videos on there, but I'm mostly planes. But, I'll be doing both probably now till the end of time. Get to play on some tracks and stuff, y'all. It's gonna be awesome. You guys all been in it from the get. Those planes will be available very soon. Maybe next week, perhaps the week after that. But if you see it's available, you better go. There are very small numbers on some of this stuff. It's been, you guys, if you're paying attention at all, it's everywhere. It's really tough getting product right now. Chucky, your Rubicon is 10 1/4 pounds. Whoa. I my Red Cat, I put all the brass on it, and I drove that thing till I broke it. And then I ran my the Rubicon. The battery didn't even run out, but I was over there an hour, easy. Ken Krause has a good question. I want everybody to chime in on this, especially guys who, I don't know the right answer to this. He says, how long can you keep a battery charged before you must put it into storage? Some of us are better about battery health maintenance than others. I can tell you in my experience, like really a long time, but it's not recommended. Today I put on FPV goggles for the first time and got about 3 10-minute flights with an Aeroscout. Man, I bet that was sick. Awesome, Joe. Roach Coach in the house. Aaron Phillips, all right. Paul Dayton, New Zealand in the house. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. I got my daughter's cough. Forever. Yeah, man. So what's everybody been doing? I can't wait to show you all that video. You guys that have been with me for a minute, you know, I told you, the crawling found me by accident. I think we owe it to ourselves. And look, y'all know what's up with your own budgets and such. But never say never. Never rule everything out, because you'd be surprised. You know, I've been able to fly stuff that I've been, you know, when you're on your learning path, you know, you get to where you advance and things are a little, I hate to say beneath, but they're behind where you've been in your like learning how to fly kind of journey, right? Well, going back and getting to visit that stuff though, because of what I do, has been a treat. Getting to fly all kinds of stuff that I would you know, if it was just me, I wouldn't be shopping that, but I love getting to get out in an Apprentice or some of these, you know, beginner planes or intermediate planes, because I think it gives me an opportunity to have a great time and you know, kind of remind myself a little bit where I've come from, and then I hope speak to the beginner or the intermediate pilot in those videos and offer them some kind of, you know, values a buzzword, but point some kind of reference, even if it's just kind of hanging out. I feel like the best channels are doing a little bit of everything. It's infotainment is what I'd say. You know, it's informational to a point, not beating you over the head with it, but it's also a good time. It should be a good time if guys are out there having a good time doing it. Brought you back to your full scale day, says Joe. First 30 seconds he was nervous. This is about his FPV ride. He had never done it. And then everything was like, I have been doing it for a while. Found that landings were easier than line of sight. Wow. Paul Adams, that's a great question. When are we going to see some new warbirds? I don't know, but it's going to be awesome. If I knew, I couldn't say, but you know, I don't. It stinks how long it takes for stuff to come, you know. Sometimes, you know, for way too long, what's next, what's coming. You know, on the back end, the lead times and all that with shipping and everything. Just even when everything's clicking along smoothly, it's almost too much time to bear sometimes when you're just so excited about it. But and now if you hit a stumble or trip at all, it just adds weeks to the problem. Michael Baer was thinking his Aeroscout would be a perfect FPV plane. Yeah, man, I would say Joe Pellegrino agrees. He had an awesome time with it. Ken Krause, I haven't signed in RC groups forever, but maybe somebody can shine a light. Off the wall question, but what is the deal when signing on to RC groups now? You have to answer CAPTCHA questions. Pain in butt. Airvexed, what up? Good to see you, man. Pellegrino wants to know if anybody's been watching the air races. Yeah, I think one of our I think Paul said he was watching them. Francis says on the battery question, he tries not to let a battery go more than a week. Have extended to 2, but I don't ever charge over 1C. Tend to be Admiral 3S 3300s for his timbers. Wintertime when batteries sit. Yeah, that's one nice thing about the Smart is that you can set them to your own interval to discharge and not have to worry about it. Oh, there's a lot involved, but even once you've already, seen it, and there's samples, the rest of it takes quite a bit of time and effort. Awesome. Olson did a maiden on his Draco Thursday and Flightline Corsair on Friday. 2 new favorites, great birds. Congratulations. Awesome. It's always nice to get that maiden out of the way, right? Just be glad you didn't film a shakedown at same time. Dwan, that's awesome. You gave away your Aero Scout to a beginner pilot. That's cool. We do that stuff too. A lot of these guys, I've seen them at shows, like really hook up the young ones. I love seeing that. We gave away, Bobby gave away a stand and a plane, and I gave away a night rating to a kid in Muncie. I only brought 2 planes to the Flight Fest, the Horizon Hobby RC Fest. One I broke in transit, so I never flew it, and then I ripped the elevator off my 70mm F-16, and I brought my Focke-Wulf. That was it, and some surface stuff. The Focke-Wulf we flew through the Ring of Fire, me and Bobby. That was crazy. I did it once. I'm like, that's cool. It's dark. We're flying the fastest thing out there, really, because everybody had high wing stuff or Ultrix. And I think there was a Twin Otter, I took up the Focke-Wulf. I did a couple practice laps, and then I stuck one. And that was enough for me. I was like, cool, sweet. Bobby, give it a rip. He did it 5 times. He did it 5 times. Six times total. Yeah, man, through the Ring of Fire with a Focke-Wulf. And then LVC Bellyland broke the prop. That's it. It's probably a good thing, because he said he was getting ready to try it inverted, and I guarantee you he was. If anybody could get it, it's him, though. But that would have been something to see. It was kind of dark. I mean, if you watch some of the Horizon, we were busy playing, so we didn't film any of that. If you watch some of the Horizon Hobby social media, you might be able to see a plane with a tail light going through. But it's pretty fast, because it was the Focke-Wulf. They were playing Ring of Fire. Michael Sherman. At the show, they were. Pellegrino like Spectrum. Smart. Yeah. I mean, they sponsor us channels. I mean, I've got so much of it. I use it all the time. When I'm not using the Smart stuff, though, I was always really happy with the Roaring Tops. I was getting them from Jetworks, and really soon you're going to be able to get Roaring Top, it looks like, from BitGo as well. So that's cool. And when I was at Motion, the Admirals worked fine for me. But once I left, I worked with people who worked with me. But yeah, you guys that have those, I used them. Thanks, Lyndon. What type of, this is a question for a new guy here, Paradox Zero. What type of glue would you recommend for foam planes? My apprentice's landing gear and battery storage part is starting to get a bit loose. I think it makes sense to get some foam tack and also probably some medium or thick foam safe CA and kicker. You know, if you don't mind mixing stuff up, epoxy's always nice too. You got to be quick with some of it. Obviously, there's different minutes cure time for epoxy, but a lot of guys use a mix of all those things. Some guys like Gorilla Glue. I don't like Gorilla Glue because I don't want my glue to expand, but sometimes you want that if you're trying to fill a spot. So yeah, those are, I think those are all good options, and the guys in the chat might throw me a load of emojis if they agree, or throw out what you like, guys. Give a vote of your own favorite glue. Did boss get it fixed? Good deal. Paul, you out here? I only know it because David said goodbye. JT83, what's up? All you members of the channel, you're beast. Thank you so much for doing that. Moving into this awesome new chapter in life right now. It's been a long time coming, it feels like, and it's right up on me, and it's awesome. Whoa. I've been working with the in-laws for 10 years, and they have retired and sold the business, and the business is sticking around, and you know, I'm gonna stay there if I need to, but things are really coming quick to where I'll be migrating to something else. So super pumped. The clear Gorilla Glue does not expand, says Roach Coach. Do you have to add water though? If I have to add something, I almost rather just do epoxy, but that's cool. Guys love that Gorilla Glue. I try to use it for just, I wouldn't use it for any kind of health and beauty aids. It kind of depends on the brake. You know what I mean? If it's landing gear, a lot of guys probably would say go with epoxy. CA is good for certain things. I think on major repairs it might be a little too brittle. I love the foam tack. A lot of times I use the foam tack and the CA. I'll rip it apart, foam tack it, put it, you know, reinstall it, pull it off, and then stick it on there, and then maybe like kind of tack weld it with CA sometimes. Thanks, George. Yeah, man, it's all good. I'm on top of the world because I know I was talking about to you guys and in my everyday. I mean, all of us, I think, that do this YouTube stuff really would love to be able to really fully devote our time to it. But, you know, I've got a lot of mouths to feed, 3 kids, my wife and myself, I guess that's 5, and a dog. So, you know, what sounds good sometimes isn't necessarily, it's you just gotta be patient. So the new owners are amazing. I really like them, and it's gonna be a big change for that office, but for the better. The folks who picked up this territory, I'm sorry, I'm getting into my own stuff here, but it's just good all around. So the folks that are picking up this territory, we've been running for 10 years. My father-in-law and his wife started 30 plus years ago. So proud of them and happy for them to retire and clean hands, just be done. And then it's the folks who have purchased that are a part of a outfit that owns, they're the second largest in the country. This is the Stanley Steamer business that I've been doing for 10 years I'm talking about. So they step huge. I mean, it's still family. It's their family business, but they're coming just correct. And the opportunity for everybody who sticks around there, because it looks like all of our guys are going to stay there, and it's just, I think it's just great. And I'm not going to go anymore into it, I guess. Anybody curious or knows me really, really close, I'll be glad to rap with you about it some other time. But yeah, really, really good all around. And if the things we're working on drag out, I'll still work. I'll still work there. As much as I want to just like seriously just go full throttle, the numbers just don't support it. I've got to do both, like I've been doing, but not probably for too much longer. It's awesome. David, yourself, man, how are you? I'm sure I missed a lot, guys. I'm just kind of riffing. Thank you, Paul Dayton. The glue you get with models is not bad. You're right, EQ. Sometimes it's a little stinky. I mean, I feel like the foam tack is very similar to the glue you get in kits, but I've never had foam tack hurt any foam. I've had the other stuff heat up on certain things, I feel like. Sometimes even the glue that comes with a particular model is not good for that model. You guys ever have that stuff get hot on you? It's the wrong mix for the plane they sent it with. Yeah. Good, Dave. Good. Yeah, this has been great. I'm super pumped. I know we all are. Myself and Bobby and Jing and our buddies. Super excited. I have figured out how to do this more and take a bit of the load off by cooling my jets a little bit, you know. Hang on. EQ, don't you want to know? Yeah, I can't tell you. Y'all are gonna like it. That's all I'm saying. Michael Bear, you know it's true? Yeah, that kind of foam. You say it doesn't like the kicker. Scotty Story is saying the UMX line of planes doesn't like the kicker. The Depron or the EPS foam? Right, so those boxes in the back are not moving. They better not be. I'm out of Swiffer. Good times, guys. Yeah, Scotty. You got time. You got time, Dave. We've been rolling at about an hour. I can't wait for y'all to see the video. I really can't. JT 200 driver in the house. What up? Francis says the EPS will not tolerate acetone and kicker. He uses baking soda H2O solution instead. Hunter, that's the truth. What's up, Noots? Paradox Zero says, thanks for answering my questions. I will definitely look your recommending planes for plane 2. I found your channel from your arrows. I want to read this. From your arrows, RC, the glider, and will definitely stick around for new videos. Yeah, man. Subscribe, stick around, you know. Look, people want subscribers, but what I want you to do is stick around. I mean, what a great community we have here in the chat. I love it. When we get questions, we post them to the community and we get a load of answers, and a lot of us know each other from these streams and some in person. It's just a great group of people, and so we love it when the new folks are coming around and asking questions. It's awesome. We hope that everybody that gets into this hobby finds success, so they'll stay in it. And if you have any other questions, if I didn't get to you, if you want to get down in it with me, you know, one-on-one, there's a ton of ways to get a hold of me. The comment sections are a good place in the YouTube videos, but if you go to pilotRyanMedia.com, all my socials are across the top. One of them is like to my email, info@pilotRyanMedia.com. If you have any questions, you can ask them there. You can find me on Facebook Messenger. You can DM me on Instagram. Because we love this stuff. And if you know, the more you explore the hobby and online, there's so much noise, the more questions you may end up having. So hit me with them. A lot of these guys have channels. I mean, if you're new, you should be checking out a lot of these guys. David Yourself's channel, Jeff in Lower Alabama, Roach Coach Hellies, Noon's Airborne RC, RC Air Marshal, especially if you want to get up with the programming, your Spectrum stuff. Like, there's only really a handful of channels doing that kind of stuff. BD Tennessee's in here sometimes. He does some of those videos as well. EQ puts out videos. Hangar 51's in here. Lots of good channels, lots of good guys in the chat. You got to check out Bobby, my buddy, man. There's always links in the description of the videos and in the live stream. And I'm pretty sure that I have Air Marshal and Bobby K channel linked in the distro. Caleb S. Hey, Ryan, remember me from the show? Is that you, man? Caleb S. was there with it. If that's who it is, you're the one flying with your pops. George Watts, thank you very much for the super chat. Thanks. Dwan wants to know what my thoughts are on helicopters. Got a Blade 230S V2, first helicopter. You know, I really don't do anything with them. Bobby can fly them pretty good. I know Roach Coach Hellies flies Hellies. But I don't have an opinion on them. I hear that's a really good one. That's a nice one. Mr. COCG1, Facebook, something not right about it, trust factor. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Bluesman 463, what's up? How are you? Man, a lot of new folks today, it seems like, or maybe folks returning back after a while. You didn't miss anything. This 3 years of live streaming. Olson has a question. Hey, Ryan, or anyone else have problems with finding the right sizes of Allen wrenches? Constantly goofy sizes on planes that strip out so fast. Any recommendations? I don't have that problem. I feel like when I'm messing with planes, there's like 3 sizes, but usually just one. 2mm MIP saves the day. If it's not a 2, it's a 1.5. And if it's not either of those two, it's usually a 2.5, if I remember right. I think my HSD stuff might be 3. If not, it's a 2.5. But I would get those in millimeter, not standard. I think you're going to always swallow stuff out in standard, because I don't think any of them are making those hexes in standard SAE. That's what I mean. I could be wrong. It depends on where you're getting them, but most of this stuff, E-Flight, FMS, Arrows, it's all been 2mm hex driven. And I love the MIP drivers. Sometimes the small hardware on like my Carbon Z stuff is a 1.5. And again, MIP for the win. Boom. You can get that stuff at Horizon. I think even Air Marshall's done a video on like tools and stuff he likes. That'll change your RC life, kind of stuff you just want on your bench. And I know MIP drivers and bits are some of the tools that he linked in his distro, I guarantee. Paper tape and hot glue, says David yourself. He likes that paper tape, y'all. Hot glue, man, I'm afraid it's gonna melt. What's up from Iowa, Esteban? Good to see you here. Scott Settle in the house. Man, things are going fast. We got 93 folks. Rob asks, does anyone know if E-Flight is working one, making the springs for the Timber Evo stronger? I love the looks and how they work, but they are weak. I hear a lot of folks bend them, and I have snapped one. You know, I think if you're breaking them, I hope it's, I don't want to be insulting at all, but if guys are breaking that stuff, I think they're landing probably pretty hard. Yep, everybody says love the MIPs. Yeah, ball end stuff is nice, Michael Sherman. Sometimes I do wish I had a ball in, but it's almost worth the trouble for me to get straight on it. But if you just can't get straight on it to get an MIP in, you got to get some ball in stuff for sure. George, that's great advice. Buy a high quality set of metric and standard. Yep, and have them. And that MIP stuff comes that way too. You can get both. Oh yeah, says Astral PX. Nice. Roach Coat said he hit the thumbs up button. Who's next? Lyndon asks, says he's trying to build an RC flying field. What is the recommended size or length and width for a paved runway for RC planes? Our runway is only 280 feet and it's about 28 feet across. It's pretty small. If I was paving it, the one beauty of our geotex is it's at the same level as the grass, right? So if you run off of it, it's not a step at all. It's fairly as smooth as you're going to get, but at least the same level of height for the most part. If you go pavement or any pour or anything like that, I would want it as long as you can make it. And if you don't make it long, you want it flush with the ground to make up for that lack of length, I would say, as nice as you can. At least for the runoffs, you know what I mean, on both ends. The width doesn't matter so much. If you can get 600 feet, do it. But just for reference, we're at 280 and it's geotex and we're running off of it a lot. If we get a headwind, we can slow them down and we can keep it on the runway, but that's taking a lot of practice. It's better off for most guys to have longer. Bluesman, yeah, I really like the 3200 and the 4000 on that plane. I think either one's good. I think it feels better on the 3200, but I like the more flight time on a 4000. But I think both of those packs, I like to have really back in the compartment for AFTI CG. Scott Settle, thanks again for my logo. There's a lot of opinions about it. It is a bit temporary, but you know, pretty basic. And I appreciate everybody's input on that too. And I'm gonna check out that post some more. But yeah, thanks man for doing that. We just had to get something together kind of on the fly. 400 by 40, paved, fly a lot of planes, 500 feet for turbines. Dwan says he's on, oops, I want to read that. Dwan says he's only had 5 flights with his E-flite 64mm A10. Nose gear is super weak, been waiting 4 months for parts. Oh, that's a bummer, bro. What? Dave says he's going to be maidening his 64mm F-15 with 3 cameras on it. Stay tuned. I hope they're lightweight. That sounds like a lot, but good luck. You guys should watch that. You never know what's going to happen. Yeah, you want the longest runway you can handle making. Man, Mr. McGowan, Roman, I have not flown that King Air yet. We were out of town last weekend. I still don't even have it together. Boss has 800 foot of grass. Nice. Insta 360 goes, baby. Nice and light. I need to check those out, man. You know, there's so much I want to do and so much I'm gonna do. I'm very much looking forward to it. And it's, I mean, at this point I feel like it's all a group effort, you know. Totally. Love hanging out with my bros at the shows. So is that like 2 ounces or something? That's not bad. He says 66 grams extra for all 3. That's awesome. Scotty Story, say that again. Check out Gravers. I was able to snag some A10 nose gear from them. I think I know what you're saying. Say it again. Is it Graves RC? Is that what you mean? Scotty Story? For our buddy who's been waiting on A10 nose gear parts. Scotty Story's comments are giving some good value. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it, Roman. Chucky, Freebird, man. See you later. Yes, Jordan, you should. Otherwise, you're going to be, you probably run out of trim trying to fix it. Writes a good question. What's a decent handheld video camera at a decent price to use instead of a hat cam? So, Graves, that's what I thought, Scotty. Yeah, check out Graves RC. Looks like he's got some parts. You know, that's the thing too, guys. And I'm glad they do it this way. And I know it stinks for the online customer, but the shops are getting product and parts. A lot of them are. Some aren't, but you know, check out your local. Sometimes they can get stuff that you're not going to see online sometimes. So on the camera, I feel like you do have to. I like the Sony AX53. That knowing what I know at this point, it's about $1,100 new. But I'm not sure you can do much with less. I like that one a lot. I'm using one that costs twice that much, but I like how quick the autofocus is on the Sony, so much better than mine. We have to shoot in manual a lot. And that's not easy, and it's easy to lose footage that way also. So I like that Sony. I know it's probably more than some want to spend, but you do get what you pay for, man. Michael, what is the recommended size batteries for the MiG-29? Had yours since Christmas, haven't made it yet. The Arrows one? I like 4000s and 3200s in that one as well. I've got a bunch of videos here on my channel. There's even a playlist for Hobby Zone Arrows RC planes, and you'll see a bunch of MiG-29 videos in it. And I think I do okay at showing what battery I'm using and where I put it and all that stuff. Dude, every time I open up one of these planes, Astral PX, there's like a gummy bear cheeseburger in it. Every time. Yeah. David Martin Graff dropped the Sony Z190 for 35 hundo. Yeah, you could spend as much as, I mean, you go nuts. My camera's $2,400, and I wish I had the $1,100 camera, is what I'm trying to say. I have not, Dave. Tell me you've checked out my latest night radian with landing gear with the Insta360 1X on it. I have not. I have not. I need to watch more videos. When I make mine and I watch them over and over and over, you know, to make them. And when I watch YouTube, I'm usually studying, like I'm trying to learn something. Like I want to try something I haven't done, and so I search it up and learn it. Some strategies I'm trying to, what's the word? Integrate into my life moving forward for my business. So I'm studying up. I haven't watched anything. He's probably at home. They got a dumpster, so he's been doing some remodeling. Probably ripping up the place a little bit. What's up, Jeff Adams? Jeff NC84, what's going on? Sorry, man. Truth. I'm sorry. I need to spend a day watching everybody's, you know, but I haven't done it. What's up, Jeebs? Yeah, Notre Dame played and they won. So I was editing, sitting right here, and the game was on, and Bobby was watching the game. And then they went to get to work on the house. Ha! Thanks, Dave. If I watch them, guys, you'll know, because I'll pop up in the comments. It's a crazy balance, dudes. This week has been an effort in making sure I wanted to get 6 hours a night. Because waking up with myself in the morning, if I don't, is I don't like that, dude. So I can't have both. If I get 6 hours, I don't get as much done, but I feel great. And if I get stuff done, then I'm dragging. So that's what's up. Balance. Just surfing this ebb for many years at this point. Taking more on and getting my way, starting to, you know, where I'm going to be able to spend more time doing this stuff. Making things happen with a bunch of good guys, partnering up with Bobby and Gene. And very much looking forward to this new chapter. It's not far off. Just keep it up, y'all. Che, what's happening? I can't wait till Hamilton. I think you might have just popped in, but I was talking about, you know, the weekend. Che came for early in the morning and then had to go to work, but you ripped that 12S F-22 right there at Horizon Fest and then went to work. It was awesome. I didn't get to see it. I saw it from a ways off, but I didn't get to be up there at the line with you, but he owned it. And then he went to work, and whatever was able to come back. So was able to hang out with us for, you know, basically the wrap up of the show, which is Saturday night with fireworks and Ring of Fire and all that cool stuff. Awesome to meet you down there. And I'm so I think you're going to love the video when I get it all done. The stuff I got from the event, because it's probably going to start off with a bit of an intro and then pop right into Che right away. And then he'll pop up later too, because he was there for nighttime. But you know, kind of document the event, Pilot Ryan style. Started with you and walked the line, you know, and then got a bunch of footage from the live stream too that I'm gonna work in. Some of the interview pieces where we ran into people like Tony and from CCXRC and Jason Merkel himself and just a bunch of guys, you know, wrapping up at the end of the show. TJ was there working it. Pete Holy was there. You know, all the guys you'd expect, man. I mean, this is Monticello. This is the Eli Field. This is the field on the simulator, man. This is where they make their videos at. A lot of great guys I met for the first time, and it was awesome. You know, Air Marshal knows it's cool to meet these guys, and they already knew who Dave was. They already knew who Bobby was and myself. That was fun. What a community. And I'm just looking forward for you guys to see it. It's pretty low key. A lot of edits, a lot of B-roll stuff. I think it's going to flow pretty good, and I think you guys that are interested to see what that's about, what it looks like, what's going on there. Hopefully I solved that problem for you. Che, you're gonna love it, dude. All the YouTubers, man, that were there got a little FaceTime and, you know, getting some Link in the Disco kind of action. That was great to meet you, man. Dude, he joined the club. He's like 20 minutes away from the place. Like, how cool is that, man? Dude, I'm pumped. Yeah, Scotty. You know, if you don't want to be fixing surface, the crawlers you don't fix them much. When I broke my Red Cat, I had it coming. I was giving it a tremendous workout, and it's super heavy with all the brass. Bluesman 463. How long? The question: how long you been in the hobby? Because you make it look so dang easy. I always get a little nervy when I get a new plane out for the first time. So do I. I've been doing it since 2009. I'm really not that long. 2009, probably 2010, I started writing magazine articles. I mean, I got into it hard. I just fell in love. And then 2012, I think September 6th was the first upload on YouTube for me. Again, because I did do videos. My wife filmed me do a few. It's not even a channel. You guys really can't find it. It's under her name. And I did a few videos, and she did not want to be a camera person. And so I put it away. And then, you know, when I moved to South Bend, I met Captain Mike, and we started doing it. So yeah, so since 2009, and then kind of, I guess I'd say out loud, you know, if you're making YouTube and doing social media, I would say 2012. I did it for not even a year on this channel, and then I went somewhere else and ran a YouTube channel for 5 years, and then I came back to this one after it sat dead. So we're rolling. We passed 17,000 the other day. Not bad for taking a 5-year break. Ha! Hamilton said it was great to meet you as well, man. Hell, you're the first video I ever seen before buying my first jet, so it was an honor, 100%. You're too nice, man. I like you. You're a good guy. I like you, dude. It was awesome. I love putting faces. I mean, you know, that's the thing. A lot of us, the guys that are doing this YouTube stuff, I mean, you get to you get a head start on getting familiar with them, you know. Fred Barron, what's up, dude? Scotty says he'll be my cameraman. We're gonna need one. That's why we don't, you know, if I do stuff at events, I'm usually on the camera. You don't see me flying at events very often because I don't want to make somebody hold the camera, you know. Pellegrino. That's a good question. Yeah, Che. How did you get your start with RC? I looked at RC when I was a kid. I wanted to do it. It was more money than I had. It was a box of sticks and covering, and I didn't want anything to do with it. I wanted to open up a box, slap it together, and go do it. And that's not how it was. So I never looked at it again until my father bought a Wing Dragon from Art Tech, pusher prop, ugly thing from Banana Hobby. But it was awesome. It flew great. And it was foam, and it took these easy batteries, no gas. It was just basic to put it together, and it would fly. And I was like, whoa, where'd you get that? So that was like, 2009 time. So after, my grandparents raised me, my father had just come back into town after being in Florida in North Carolina for a long time, and I was working on the fixer-upper, and they happened to, I kind of found a house 2 doors down. They fixed it up. So, man, after all this time, we're, like, super close. Him and his wife at the time, they're artists, and so the studio was just sick. Plenty of space for working on these planes and making stuff. We were making them out of foam board and stuff once we got started. But, yeah, so the Wing Dragon was the first thing I saw, and I was like, oh, where'd you get that? So I started looking around on the website where he got that. And I love warbirds because I grew up around them. And so I went to, I bought a P-47 from Quan Lee. It was total junk and way above my skill level too. And I had it did not work out for me. I ended up having 3 of those before it worked. But while I was beating my head against that wall, I was getting stick time on that Wing Dragon after I'd crashed my stuff every time we went to fly. Mine never made it more than 5 seconds. So Dad would hand me the Wing Dragon, and I'd get some stick time, get some muscle memory, And then, Dad kept buying planes. I kept buying planes. We got the slow stick from GWS, and I started getting the foamies from GWS and putting... You would buy them like no power system, or they'd call them slope gliders, and you had to put everything in them yourself, and that's what I was doing. And that's really the beginning of it. Let's see, what am I know I've missed a ton of stuff. Ratman. Roman, that would be pretty sick. 100K would be awesome. I hope you're right, but I don't know what I got to do to get that. That's crazy. I think what I got to do to get that I may not do. I'm really happy with the brands I work with, and I feel like there's a huge market for easier to get, way more cheaper. I hate to say affordable because that implies sometimes a value I'm not sure is there. There's a lot of stuff I just haven't done, which I think keeps me away from a lot of the potential market. But I'm really happy with the brands I'm working with. Yeah, EQ. Your Harbor Freight Mustang did it? Did it work? Those small warbirds are tough, especially if you don't know anything already. Yeah, I didn't know anything. I was buying on emotion and way beyond my skill level. And there was a guy that was talking to my father. They worked together, and he was doing RC, and he gave good advice to my pops, you know, high wing trainer, pusher prop, and I got the same advice. And I totally didn't take it, and I totally should have. But yeah, I'm sure I'm not the only one who's going on looks right away. What's up, Jude? Just enough RC in the house. Jeebs, yeah. Michael Bear, once the GWS planes started making them out of EPO, they were doing these 39-inch warbirds at the time. And this is, keep in mind, all the EPS warbirds from GWS were initially built EPS, brushed, gearbox setups. They were lightweight. They were only about 31 inches. And they were, again, EPS. And so then the 39-inch stuff started coming out, which was, I think, just two of them. A Falk Wolf, a T6, three of them, and a P40. And I had multiples of the P40 and T6. At the time, I was so new, I wasn't ready to do any Axis airplanes yet. It took me a minute to be okay with flying German and Japanese planes. It took me a minute, but I got over it. But yeah, man. So yes, I agree. Like the early ones, and I made some of those EPS ones brushless, like the Spitfire. You know, it was made for nickel metal packs, brush gearbox deal, all that. I put brushless on it. I ran 2200 3S LiPo on it. Had to stiffen up the wing and do all kinds of stuff to it. And of course you had to paint those too. Most of the time they came white. And it was total, it was very fast. But it was rough, you know. That's where I really learned how to tame throws down too, because that thing, I had the throws too much on the pitch, and it was heavy too, probably nose heavy. And boy, it would really snap at the bottom of loops. So I, you know, toned down the throws, probably started moving the battery back a little bit. Pellegrino wants to know, Che, what was your first plane? JT's first plane was the GWS P-51. Sherman says the GWS A-10 was horrible. Yeah, I felt like I had a pretty good handle on what they were doing. I did some of their Pico stuff, like I think a Cub. Didn't like it, but I did like their slow stick. I did like the T6 and the P40 a lot. I can't remember what else, if anything, they had that I liked. But like I said, I had multiples of those things because they weren't making it. First plane was Hobby Zone Super Cub. Yeah, at the time, you know, I was new to the hobby and I kind of had to ease into spending the money on it. So if I were to, at the time, this will set it for a lot of you guys, when I started getting into it, if I went to a hobby shop, the foamies that you would have wanted to get were like the Park Zone Ferocious Frankie. They had a Butcher Bird and a Spitfire, and they were brushed as well. And they were like Depron foam. Seemed like it kind of had a skin on it, and I don't think any of them had rudder. And they were kind of what seemed to be expensive to me at the time. And so I didn't go for it. I thought the radio looked cheap too. So I didn't go for those. But I would find these airframes from GWS for like 70 bucks. I'm like, oh, it still needed everything, but it seemed like it was cheaper. I mean, by the time I bought the GWS kit, put all the electronics in it, painted it up, spent the time, I had way more in it than if I were to have just bought one of those. But they were awesome. And I didn't know better, so I overpropped them all. They were just so fast. They were so fast. Dwan's first hobby grade plane was the Carbon Cub S2. Yeah, man. I'm so happy for guys that got to start while there have been better choices than what some of us had. At least for me, I didn't know. I did not look at balsa at all. It was foamies is what got me into it, and I loved it. I got in right at the cusp of, everybody thought electric sucked, and they were probably right, because they were like gearbox situations, nickel metal packs. The gearbox stuff always had the most skinny, flimsy prop shaft. And if you're learning, you're landing either too fast or you're wrecking it. And so you're bending these shafts all the time, and changing them was such a pain. But I got to where I was good at it. You know, I was changing those shafts all the time. And then brushless and lipo all happened right at the same time. Like I could have went either way, but it was obvious the new stuff was, everybody was pumped about lipo, direct drive, outrunner brushless setups, bigger shafts. So when you did plow it in, you didn't always have to also not just replace the prop, but repair the shaft as well. That was my first experience with circlips and stuff too, on the back of some of those Tower Pro motors that were like a bell housing that fit in the flange, and then you set screw it on. Of course, if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know about Loctite or anything yet, I probably lost the motor on everything that I was making, because I would get those brush gearbox setups and then change them. And the GWS stuff had a stick and a mount, so you could get a mount and you could go brushless if you wanted to. And so that's what I was doing. And yeah, to answer your question, Joe said his first electric was the Park Zone P47, the 1.1 Snorton Bull or the green one. Same plane though, same plane, but they just called it E-Flight, the green one. JT learned on an Avistar and had a bunch of nitros, but got tired of keeping those motors running. Electric park flyers were the way to go at the time, even with those nickel metals and gearboxes. Sweet. It's cool to hear that. I got in right on the cusp. Sherman said he had a Grotner P47, nice but fragile. Yeah, the Alpha models were pretty popular. Hand launch warbirds. They were actually the best looking foamy warbirds around, but they were a little smaller, I think 28 inches maybe. No landing gear, but they looked really good. I never had one of those. Boss said he had to build everything. Michael says, everyone petition Horizon Hobby to bring the Carbon Z T28 back. Best plane ever. A lot of people love that plane. I think people would love to see it come back with a few enhancements. Bruce Beamer said he flew his first one 5 years after he bought it, liked it too much. Nice. Pellegrino's giving away his P47. He still has it, giving it to his son-in-law along with the E-Flight Cirrus. Very cool. Hobby Zone chant for Jordan Dole went great, following along with some videos I found on how to fly. Some goofy guy with a leather jacket taught him how. Me and Mike on the Hobby Zone chant flight lessons. They're still back here on the channel. Man, Paul Dayton, thank you so much again for your generosity. Thank you very much for that super chat. You guys that do that stuff, and it's tremendously helpful. You're making my dreams come true, guys. It really is the kind of stuff that gives me confidence to do this, make some of these moves. All you guys that watch, like, engage, contribute, every bit of it is, I'm very grateful for. Thank you very much. How long have we been rolling? Hour and a half. Man, I'm just sitting here. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna probably try to go in 10, 15 minutes. That's what I always say. But Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Think of something, you guys, amongst yourselves. Put me on topic. Tower Hobby, F6F Hellcat, rebuilt that bird more than once. I did one of those for magazine and video, and way back on the channel too. I forgot about that. I had been flying a while by the time I was doing magazine, but yeah, that thing flew pretty good. I remember that. Brian Brissett says he learned on a used Glassman Sportsman S Plus. Oh yeah. Still flies it. Hobby's Own Champ was GB's first plane. Simple yet great way to get it done. Boss said he had old gassers, spent all his time trying to get him running. Bluesman says, before I go, I just want to let you know how much I appreciate the very informative vids on all these cool planes, the build, the setup tips, etc. God bless you, bro. Thanks, man. Thanks a bunch, Bluesman 463. Thank you very much. It's great hearing that stuff because, you know, you want guys to get something out of it. And I know what it's like to be new. Once you find an angle where you got information coming from and you can trust that, I think it's wonderful. It's like you never let go, and there's so much talent in the room. Yeah, good to see you. Keep on coming. You have any questions, there's a million ways to get a hold of me, and you can always ask them right here in the chat. Wes, I have not flown the new Free-Wing Vulcan yet unless it's an old Rebel 70. If it's an old Rebel 70, I've flown it, but not with the current enhancements I'm sure that they implemented. It should be okay. It looks like a good, flying sport jet. Ken Bird says, you're doing a terrific job, Ryan. Don't ever give up on what you're doing for the hobby. Wish I could contribute more. I'm just quiet by nature. No problem, Ken. Thanks for coming around, dude. Joe Pellegrino, that would be awesome. Maybe in the future. Vegas, baby. Olson Aviation Crew Chief. What's my thoughts on the FMS 1700 Red Tail Mustang? Been out a while, but love the size. Any thoughts? I love it. I want one. I don't have one. I want one. I love my 1.5, but every time I see those 1.7s fly, I'm like, man, I got to get one. Our buddy Tim and his friend Dave were flying warbirds together in Muncie, and Dave just was owning the Red Tail Mustang, and I had to walk over there to him after he got down. He greased it too. It looked amazing. Good landing. Yeah, I want to try one. I like it. If you're looking at it, I'd say it's a great 6S warbird. And honestly, if you're a little bit worried about your performance, the 1.5 zips. It's a lot of fun. The 1.5 Mustang is probably, unless I'm talking about a Reno Racer version, the 1.5 as is, out of the box, is a great, fast 6S warbird. I think the 1.7 isn't gonna feel as fast, but it's probably a little bit lighter on the loading and maybe even a little bit easier to fly. I mean, if you think about that 1.7 stuff, bigger always flies, a little better. So I like that one. Keith Christie, yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's gonna be good, y'all. There's a few things that I think are gonna be well received. And I know guys get, a little surly sometimes when they, when they have this technology that leaps like it does in advancements. You can't be surprised when they put that tech in their classics. So I know some guys are like, re-release or whatever. Sometimes they're not into it. But not everything is a redo. So, good stuff. You know, Wes, I'm going to put this question out to everybody else because I haven't really flown one. Wes says he's got an F-14 coming in a few weeks. Have you got any do's and don'ts when flying with the wings back? I would definitely check out some of the videos that are out on the F-14. I'm sure Motion's done some videos on the F-14, and I would really urge you to check out, and guys, throw it out there if I'm missing anybody, but I'm thinking RC Geek. His setups on the F-14, I think he really lays it out well what he's doing, and even has I think the files for that setup available, like through his website or the links in the distro to those videos. I don't have any experience with that F-14 really, but I know there's a lot to that plane that's worth checking out. Keep the speed up, yeah. Don't fly slow with the wings back. Yeah, there's a bunch of that. I'm gonna take just a couple minutes, get something to drink. I'll come back, try to wrap this. You know, I'm looking at 2 hours and about 20 minutes, so I think that's probably a good time to cut it. But I'm gonna get something else to drink. Yeah, David Snyder's got a ton of work done. That's right, on his F-14s. Let's see. All right, so just give me a few minutes. I'll be right back. Yep, Chris Wolf, RC Geek setup on that F-14. Absolutely worth checking out. Thank you, Harpoon Bakery. I'll be right back. Just a few minutes, you guys. All right, that wasn't too bad. Ken Kraus, I thought I maybe heard that it was. IX12 talk. Let's see, I know I missed a few, so if I missed you, say it again, because I don't miss anybody on purpose, but sometimes a lot comes at you. You got 80 of them in here. Electric RC guy, again, still, a lot of guys I've never seen before. Thanks for coming by. We hang out like this every Saturday night forever now, but I really invite you to check out the rest of the channel to see these planes, all the stuff we're talking about in action. If we're just meeting, I've been making RC videos since 2012, either on this channel or elsewhere. And if you're into this stuff, you know, maybe you get something out of the channel. We've really managed to get our hands on a lot of the foamy stuff that's come out. So stick around. Do I ever think we're going to have a B-17, B-25, or B-24 from E-Flight? I would love to see any of that, particularly a B-17 or B-25. I would love to see that, but I don't have an answer. I wish. Pellegrino hooking it up. A big B-17 is coming in balsa soon, says EQ. I would love a 1600 millimeter Avenger with droppable torpedo. Yes, man. And God forbid it have manually folding wings. My grandpa flew a real TBM Avenger. Ferried it across the country for an air show at Bethpage for the Grumman 50th anniversary. There's a picture of me doing the pre-flight with him. I was a little tiny kid, like 8 or 9 years old. While he's doing the pre-flight, he flew it out of Muncie to New York. Thanks, David. All right, man. Michael Bear's cleaning his DX6. It's dirty from a lot of hard use lately. Yeah, that is a good thing. Dennis Frost, good to see you coming. He says he's a little late to the party, but got started in RC from watching me and Captain Mike back in the day. That's awesome. That's really cool. Big Navy planes would be sick. Fred. Ken Krause says B-25, there's a big one, the LX one. He says he canceled his order because he didn't want to get into it. It looks like lots of quality issues, perhaps. I don't really know that much about it, but I'm happy with it. I've always been this way. I've always just had a handful of places I felt good about getting product from, and I managed to work with those people now, so it's awesome. 15 minutes from Bethpage, says DMG. Wes just started flying about 6 weeks ago, and your channel was the first I found. You have been very helpful in helping me choose new planes. That's awesome, Wes. And again, just like I said to the other guys, there's a lot of different ways to get a hold of me. If you have any questions, man, it's never a bother. I love this stuff. I live for this stuff. I think I've made a name on it. We love to help folks out. And yeah, I sell planes. I get commissions on links in the description, but I've been doing this forever, way before there was any of that. So we're going to always give you the best answer for your situation. That's why we always want to know what you've been looking at. I'm sorry, my cough's bad. I got what my little girl's got. When these days it just makes you, if your nose runs, you're freaking out. But what was I saying? Yeah. Keep coming around because we love answering questions. And if you need a deeper dive, I'll be glad to talk to you. There's a ton of different ways to get a hold of me. Like I said, you go to pileryanmedia.com. All my socials are along the top. You can direct message through those social media channels. You can hit the email one that'll get you right to info@pileryanmedia.com, where you can ask a question, or you can ask a question in the comment section of the video you're watching or the plane you're looking at. I try to do a really good job of getting to those questions. So, yeah, I love it. It's never a bother. That's really why I'm still here. You know, is we're always rooting for the guy, and so, you know, just be prepared for me to ask you questions back so I can give you my best answer. You know, and a lot of times we get it coming multiple directions when we ask those in the chat. So good to have you. Man, I'm so glad to hear all that. A lot of you guys, I really haven't seen these names, but it's like you've been watching the channel. Yeah, if you've been watching and you're getting something from it, I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped. And do me a favor, when you're watching these videos, comment in them for me. Seriously, questions, throw them at me. I am really going at this YouTube stuff, and I'm here. I'm here. I'm making a gamble on it. I'm here, yo. I see Wes. That's cool, man. You know, it's cool we get to fly. It's easier for you to get FMS and free wing, Wes. I see. Yeah. I get it, man. Paul Dayton, appreciate you. Thanks so much. Yeah, the T7A, if you can get a hold of one, man. That first batch sold out already, Jeff. That's awesome. Thanks, you guys, for that. I'm thanking you for Bobby, you know. Check out BitGo. Man, he just got 1,000 subs now, too, a while back at this point. But, man, he's got great videos on that stuff. Great videos. What's up, Don Willman? Yeah, T7's out of stock, dude. They're sold. I'm telling you, these days, if there's something you want, don't wait. I know I got buddies that have been really pining over the HSD F86, and you're gonna wait now because they're gone. Fred says he broke out the LX 1200 millimeter F4F on the Zoom last night. Banana Hobby still sells them and all the parts. Boss says he bought 15 planes last year, only 5 this year. Bruce wants to know how it flew, Fred. How'd it do? Lyndon says he watched me doing the Dyna B26 and got one. Awesome. Scott says, boss, you need to fly harder so you'll have to buy more planes this year. Mike Kennedy, I'm thinking perhaps next week. Good to see you. Your name went regular. Good to see you, man. I gotta catch up with you. Yeah. Yep, I think it should be. Yeah, that's right, Scott. Should be very soon. Oh, Dwan says he's a year in to this addiction and he's got about 30 planes. EQ says pilots, the LX Warbirds are well-built planes. Or how's the electronics? Yep, Bobby's doing a great job at BitGo. Gotcha. Bruce Beamer. Yeah, man. P38, F18, F22, P40B, all bought on my recommendation. Wow, man. Thanks. Thanks a lot. It gets to a point sometimes where folks like, oh no, not another video. My wallet can't take it. Scott wants to know if Kenny's coming to Alabama so Garrett can show you how to land. Scott, every time I open a plane to do something, there's a cheeseburger in it. Only thing I don't trust is the EDF fan motor ESC. So the servos are okay? 2200 drops in vertically. All right, this is the part in the program where I go to my FedEx and check out where my stuff at. Ba-da-da-da-na, na-na-na-na-na. I know it was set up, it probably still set up as a pre-order on the Ernst Ultimate Hobby stand, the stand that's for trucks and boats. Those ought to be arriving at the warehouse here very soon. I'm pretty sure what I have coming is the production version. I had an early one for months now. I think they just did some minor things, and it's supposed to be here on, what's the estimated deal? Wednesday. Let's see what else. And my Bronco, Alan Davidson, currently, always the new planes I'm the most excited about from FedEx, but I'm pumped to receive because then we'll have two. I give Bobby one. I mean, there's going to be a ton of them here. Those stands are going to go well. But my early Bronco from Axial Rock Crawler is supposedly going to be here. It's in Chicago. It's supposed to be here Monday, and I'm super pumped about that. Alan Davidson, good to see you. All you guys, if any of you are new, thanks so much for coming. Nice, so they're holding up for you, EQ. That's cool. And then I got some servos coming for my Creighton and Bobby's Creighton, which is awesome too. Soren Wolf, Carbon Z Cessna 150T. Is there an option to make that model tricycle and floats? Yes, there is. You get the tricycle gear and you can make it work. You can make it work. And then there's a float kit that goes with it. So yeah, it'll totally work. Pellegrino says he just got Brendan's landing gear fixed for the Draco today. I think that is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Yeah, I'd like to see what that's all about. That's all that I got coming right now. I need to get the lights for that Traxxas Bronco though. I want those. But I've been really digging the MacBook, you guys. It's been awesome to work with. The way it syncs up, communicates with my, phone and everything has made workflow a lot better. I appreciate it. I mean, you guys are how these things happen. Let's see. David Wilson asks, are we just getting started? Nah, man, 2 hours in. Whew. Bruce says he had to add thrust tubes to the SR71. LX, I assume. Yeah, I'm getting ready to put 5.5-inch Dubros on my Draco. Boom. Got to drill out the hubs a little bit though. And our buddy Eddie K says 13/64 is the drill bit. Joe says he has 3 of the Ernst regular stands, 1 Ernst mega stand, and love them thanks to BitGo Hobby. Nice. If you have any trucks, you need to get the ultimate hobby stand. Stand. Mine's in the car. My car. Apple Mac for the win. Yeah, man, digging it. Yeah, David Wilson, thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna put 5.5s on the Draco. Boom. These come from Horizon. You can get them a lot of places, but mine came from Horizon. I'm putting the 5-inch ones on my Cub. Like I say, 5.5 on Drake, and then I got 6-inch. Bobby already put them on the Carbon Z 150T. John Graham, the Draco tires that are stock are good. They're good. If you're familiar with the Timber, they're just like that, but they're bigger. They're not bad. They're super light. These definitely are heavier than what's on there. But man, they look cool. Every time I've seen them on a Draco, I thought they looked so cool. I got water, coffee, and Pepsi. I'm gonna get dinner. Under the tree, yeah, man. I'm gonna kill this water. Yeah, the tires on it are fine. The tires I'm putting on Draco, so yeah, they're air-filled tires. Yeah, boss. Yeah, and what's cool about it, I love that the Carbon Z Cessna 150 is a tail dragger now. Because if it was just in trike configuration, for me, I love the looks of the 182 from HSD. But since it's a tail dragger, I'm like, yeah, it's like having a big Bigfoot. So these are air filled. They come with the brass that you can use to set your own, tension, air in here. Usually I am fine with how these are. I really don't ever mess with them. What I call neutral, like out of the package, I'm good with. Sometimes when you put them on, you gotta be cognizant that they are gonna kind of slow you down. So be in the elevator, give yourself plenty of back pitch, or be ready for it to kind of, maybe if it's on grass, slow down a little bit and put its nose down. But yeah, 5.5s out of the box. I'm gonna fly them like this before I mess with them at all. I don't think they need any attending to. Like, I'm happy with the air on these. Yeah, these are a Horizon, man. You click the link, man. Get to Horizon right there from the Discro of anywhere, or my website, and you can check out these tires. It's actually easier to find them if you have the item number. I'll help you. You go Dubro 550RV, and that'll get you to the 5.5ers. And so the 5s are gonna be, that's what I thought, 500 RV. So the 6, likewise, is gonna be 600 RV, and so to say. Like when I got 4.5s, they're 450 RV. The 4.5s is what I have on my Husky. There's a video of it. It made it almost a different plane. But that's, of course, a plane that had super hard wheels to begin with. You know, the Draco tires aren't bad stock, but I'm glad to get to play with these. I can't wait. But Bobby rocked the 150T at the Horizon Fest the whole weekend with the 6s on there. All right, George Watts, see you later, dude. Thanks for everything. Thanks for that super chat earlier. Thanks for always coming by, man. Appreciate having you in the chat, dude. Richard Webb, what's up, dude? I said I was gonna go. That's all right. I'm not far off the mark. Maybe 5-10 minutes, let's say. What else, guys? What else? Yeah, I've actually got I'm going to do videos on these wheels, and I think it's going to be fun because believe it, I've got tons of footage of all these planes I'm putting these on, landing without these tires, and I'm going to capture footage of landing with them. So we're going to do a bit of a, you know, show you both kind of video. It's going to be, you know what, the more I keep doing this, the more involved I keep making some of these videos, and they take a lot longer, but it's all right. Honestly, the shakedowns and the flight review stuff is the easiest ones to edit. But when I dig in a little bit, there's more to do, but it's all right. I love it. What I miss? Dynam and Freewing 262. Damn, I gotta stop watching. I'm going broke. Dynam 4S. But if you're a 6S guy, you know, I mean, don't even start looking at the HSD 262, man. We got videos of that one. That's 6S too, but it takes 2 of them. Thing flies. I mean, bigger always flies better. Three-minute warning. Francis has the 4-inch Dubros on your Commander MPD for grass. Heavier but slick landings. Nice. They really do calm it down. I mean, Captain Mike and I used to always put Dave Brown's on stuff. You know, the tires that were on the 1.4 FMS Warbirds at the time were always very hard. And we would put the Dave Brown's on because they were very thin profile. You didn't usually have to mess with the axle also to put them on, because if you put on the smaller version of these, like the Captive Air tires, you'd have to space it out off the strut, or the wheel, since it's so balloony, would rub on the, you know, the strut. So then you would have to also stretch out, since you're sticking this out away, now you need a longer axle. You have to do all this modification to fit them on, and they were heavy too. So we got to where we were using those Dave Browns. They're just foam wheels, thin profile, really quieted down the landings on everything we put them on. The only thing about those is you really can't store the plane on its wheels, or you're going to get a wicked flat spot on them. Otherwise, though, you watch some of our old FMS videos, like the Zero, where we're flying it off this cul-de-sac. It's so quiet when it lands until the tail wheel finally drops, and then it sounds like a shopping cart with a bad wheel, you know? Yeah, Dave Brown low bounce, man. We were on those foams for the longest time. Boss said he put the little soft ones, 2.5s on the Otter, made a world of difference. I bet. You know, it used to always be my favorite cheap first mod I did of planes all the time back in the day, especially the ones that didn't have suspension. You know, if the wheels are hard but you have suspension, you know, it's better than them being hard and you don't have any. So yeah, good cheap scale, usually a little bit, upgrade. Awesome sauce. All right, guys, we're getting there. Michael Bear says he flew a Draco for a rookie pilot today. It was okay. Just okay? I get it. It's definitely its own thing. Trip to Light, fantastic. Air Training Command days. Love it. Yeah, man. First video I put out was the FMS Hellcat with upgraded retracts. I put E-Flight retracts on there, and it was a big modification. Dremel tool, everything. But it would take a beating after that. And they were like 110-degree rotators. So instead of just coming out 90, they came out further. And you couldn't nose that thing over. Man, I was filming with a flip cam. Like 720 res was the best it would do. Now look at, I'm 721 res now. All right. Honey Chuck in the house. Been watching the races? Yeah, guys, be looking out. Get your butts to Birmingham, Alabama for the Scott Settle show with a bunch of guys. The what do they call it? The Bigfoot Fly-In? I think it's a swap meet as well. Check out details for that. There'll be more coming out all the time. I've been seeing the promotional material on Facebook lately. Thanks, Kinbird. Yeah, I'll have a spoonful of honey or something. Ha! Yeah, the FMS 1400 millimeter wheel door trim mod. I thought that was a slick mod, especially the way I got the angles, because it's like, how else you gonna do it? Oh my gosh, that's a good question. Air Marshal, anybody that's got one of those Sony 53s, Brian Brissett wants to know where to get the 53 I-Cup. Jeff in Lower Alabama is going to be there at the Bigfoot Fly-In. Awesome. Scott Settle's posting Bigfoot Fly-In October 22nd through 24th. Get it. Fred's got a race on in the background. Michael Bear says he puts tender wheels from Hobby King on a lot of planes. Currently back ordered. Yeah, because you're not the only one, I think. Oh, you're welcome, Paul. I ain't going to the doctor, but thank you. King Rat, you take care of yourself. I'm all right. Thanks, man. See you next time. You gotta have insurance to go to the doctor, man. Don't you? Probably I know a doctor. I'll be like, dude, you want a couple planes? Take care of me. Michael Berry, you're very welcome. Oh, okay, cool. Reckham Roy posted a video of the Draco tires getting a workout. The stock ones? Or upgrade? Honestly, I told Bobby the minute I saw those tires on that Glass Star that he ought to get as many of those tires as he can, because those are pretty lightweight and they're air filled too. I don't know how tough they're going to be on a heavy plane, but it'd be fun to find out, I suppose. Scott Settle says Bigfoot Fall Fly-In October 22nd, 23rd, 24th. www.birminghamrc.com. Registration will open this week. Subscribe to our Facebook page. It is in Birmingham, Alabama, John Graham. Whoa. JCB in the house, what up? He says Robinson lost a canopy at 200 miles an hour in Reno today in Formula One. Ha, now I don't feel so bad losing my battery hatch cover. Yikes. Olson says, later Ryan, and pilots love the show. Keep them flying. Absolutely, man. Thanks for coming, Olson's. Stock tires. All right. Rick Roy just posted a link earlier, video of the Draco getting a workout on stock tires. Yeah, Harpoon Bakery, no doubt. Brian Brissett, thank you. Man, all around, not just me, dude. All around. There needs to be it all over the world. Birmingham, he's dropping the address. Scout Settle's got the address. Birmingham RC Association, 550 Sardis Road, 35071. Jeff Adams, it looks really good. That twin A10 50 millimeter looks really good. I may get my hands on one tomorrow, I'm not sure. I know Bobby's got his ready to go. Hunter got to do some practice aerobatics today. Nice. Writes is 400 years old and he's coming from New York. You can do it. LOL. We would love to have you. Talking to John. Yeah, man, come on. He posted a link earlier as well to a Draco crash. You know, Nathan Long, so far the only Hobby Zone 50 millimeter I have flown is that little Viper, and it was fantastic. What's up, Barry Campbell? 400 years of rage and experience, says Jeeps. Yeah, it may be a minute before you see him, Michael Bear. I can't speak. I just, you know, the product's not here yet. So the parts, not sure. But yeah, Nathan Long, check out the videos here on this channel. There's a playlist for Hobby Zone or Arrows RC. I can't remember how I named the playlist, either Arrows RC or Hobby Zone, but you can see that little hand launch Viper. We had a blast with it. Check out the video. And at this point, there's a lot of videos out on that one. I think everybody really enjoyed it. 3S, I think guys were running on 4S. I'm not sure if they had to change things or not to keep it from being too much, but on 3S it scoots. John Graham says he's thinking about it. Very cool. Awesome. I hope you guys can come to Alabama. It looks like an excellent field. Check out, if you guys that are on Facebook, check out that club, because you can see pictures and videos. It's a gorgeous looking place. Air Marshal's been there. Jeff says you're thinking about ordering a new Tundra just so you can get wheels for the Bigfoot. Why don't you just use the tires from a Timber? They're just like the Draco tires. Kavan Superlight Great Air Tire, says Honey Chuck. Are they different than the Dubro? I thought they were like identical. I had some once, and I thought they were the bloody same thing. Just the different name. Paul Dayton, that's super nice of you, man. Best RC channel on YouTube. That's a tall order. One of many good ones, I'd say, but thanks so much, dude. Brian Brissett, anyone have an affiliate link to X-Fly A10? Yeah, me. And Air Marshal too. But it's not on the site right now. It's not on the site right now. But yeah, usual channels, you know, me, Air Marshal. Go to our website, click the BitGo link, and they're not gonna last long. So be paying attention, man. You guys turn on your stuff for BitGo, dude. Just turn on everything for Bobby. your Insta, Facebook, and YouTube for BitGo Hobby, man. Turn on notifications and stuff, because it's gonna be coming from the both of us, but he'll probably go first. You know, he's the distributor. Let me look, Reset. Let me look real quick. I don't bet it's on there right now. And they're gonna go so fast, there's not gonna need to be a pre-order on it. Roy says the Hobby King has Tundra tires and parts. I got timber tires on through my stuff though. I don't sell Hobby King, homie. I mean, at a point, it is business. What am I looking for? Oh yeah. My bad. Let's see, dudes. Hamilton's Hanger Man. See you later, dude. There we go. Brian Brissett, welcome to crew, dog. Thanks for joining the channel. All you members are complete boss. Paul Tainton, man, thanks. That's like 3 times tonight. Thank you, man. I'm messing with you, Roy, kinda. Y'all gotta make the decision that's right for you. Brissett, I'm not seeing it on the website, and I'm not surprised, because it's gonna be a very limited number. I think I'll talk to Bobby too about. I think the community should get first crack, kind of. What are these wings for? So yeah, the wings show how long somebody's been a member. So there's some people have wings with so the bronze are like crew, like or early. You know, you just signed up, so they're bronze, and then after like a month or something, you'll get the propeller, and then in another month you'll get the silver ones, and then in another month, I think it's monthly, it'll change, and then in another month you'll get the gold ones, and then you'll start to become like an admiral of the fleet, and you'll get stars too. So there's some guys that have all of that at this point. Thank you so much for joining up. I'm still doing it, man. 2.5 hours. 5 minutes, dudes. 5 minutes. I gotta go. I want to play with something. That edit's huge. I'm doing for the Horizon show, but I think it's gonna be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. But I really got a lot of stuff to go play with, get a camera on right now. Yeah, Airvex, you've been at it for a minute, so you're like gold wings, propeller, and like you got a star as well. That's right. Thank you, man. Yeah. 12-month badge, Barry Campbell, Air Vexed. They got their wings and their... As long as it's not a rear admiral, you're safe from Air Marshal, I think. Gold stars, purple horseshoes. You're the wind beneath my wings. Or Zen stand. Says Fred. You'll see us use the ramps in the back. Man, there's too many planes in the way over there, dude. Next time. There's too many planes over there. You want to see? Oh, you got zucked. Don Willman, that's crazy. Gold stars. Yeah, there's a few packed up. I mean, some, wings off kind of stuff. Check your 6. Yeah, it's all over here. I did say that an hour ago. 2 minutes. For real though, 2 minutes. Open box. What, the ones we fly on the floor? Nah, those are ours. The open boxes are parts. Airvacs, that's a good question. That's a good one for Bobby. I don't know how that rabbit is for 3D. To be honest, I know Bobby wasn't a fan of it. Tried to fly it, and I think it was not maybe easy. I mean, small and powerful, they can get away from you quick. If you want a 3D, man, I'd be looking at, I'd look at the SU-26 or something. It's big at probably about 50-inch wingspan. 4S 2200s are going to be awesome in it. 4S even bigger than that will be fine. And it gets along pretty good. Of course, you got the oh goodness, the E-Flight, right? Extra 300. That's a sweet one. I mean, that's FMS DNA, but with Spectrum Tech in it. It's killer. Over my right shoulder. Yeah, that stuff's. Oh, way back there. Yeah. Yeah, you're close. Aren't you an Indy? Honestly, I'm not going there publicly, but get a hold of me, Barry. Anybody close, local, I have to make some room because I have stuff at my jobby job, and I got to get stuff out of there. I got to get rid of a ton of planes. John Graham, I don't know the answer to that. I would doubt it, but I don't know. Scott Settle, welcome to crew, dude. Thanks for coming, man. Awesome. He's got his wings. Welcome to crew. Please place your table in the upright position. We are going to be exiting. Click. Man, I'm still rolling. We have 50 dudes. Baton Rouge, you're not even close. I still do have my X-Max, man. Got you, Scott. Not on the website, Ryan. John Graham, what are we talking about? I'm sorry. I'm forgetting. Oh, the Hellcat. Well, they must be out of stock. And I'm not sure if it's not on the website, they don't have them at either location, because there is a California warehouse as well. You guys, for fun, ever go in your junk email to see how much money you've left on the table from other countries that just want to give you like $20 million? Just lazy, I guess. I haven't followed through. 50-inch Hellcat. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, they must not. They'll sell. No big deal, just need parts. Brian Brissett, I would assume so. I would assume so. There's a lot going on. Yeah, I know they want that product, so it's got to be on its way. George said he split a while ago. He gave us the good night probably an hour ago, I think. Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, Fred says the Dynam S-Bach. This is in reference to Airvexed earlier comment, where I said I would look at. I mean, I'll show. Let's see. Are you still around, Micah? It's just probably a handful, and I definitely trust Bobby when he tells me he's not a fan of something, you know. But I mean, dude, don't let me stop you. I just got to give you my my honest opinion, and I haven't flown one, but all I know is Bobby has, and what he said about it. If I was wanting to mess around with 3D, knowing what I know, I would say look at that S-Bach Fred mentioned, or that SU-26, or that E-Flight Extra 300. The Dynams are great though, because they are cheaper, you know, especially if you're gonna try that stuff, you're gonna wreck it. I think this is just a speedy plane. I mean, the wing is super stiff for what it is and as small as it is. So, I mean, if anybody can make it work, I think you put get some technology in there to smooth things out, you'll probably be okay. I mean, it's substantial for its size. It's not like super light or anything. It does seem to be beefed up pretty good. But it's, the horizontal's even beefed up. There's some carbon in there. It's pretty stiff for what it is. But if you're, you know, I gotta tell you, FMS has that little tiny Edge 540 also. That may not be a bad choice. It's gonna be a little bit bigger than this. I don't think I can get to it. Hold on. All right, Micah, where you at? Jeff Adams, if I didn't thank you yet for joining, thank you very much. Micah, you in here still, dude? 'Cause this is all for you. Dude, this is the Edge 540. This is smallish. This is from FMS. You know the drill. Polyline Media, go to Horizon. But it's bigger. I don't know if I'm doing a good job at showing you the difference, but it's definitely bigger. So it's lighter on the wing loading. I'm sorry, I was wiggling the wrong one. The FMS one, and I have not flown this yet, but it looks very similar. The connector on mine, and this one came from FMS a while back. I haven't done anything with it, honestly. Obviously, but what is that little tiny XT 20 or 30? What do they call those? But if I was gonna buy a small 3D plane, I would probably be more about this one in my hand right now, the FMS Edge 540, than I would be the Rapid or whatever it is. You like that, Airvexed? I think it's a little bigger, better on the wing loading. It's cool, the servos are here, so the linkages are shorter. If you gotta repair stuff, it's gonna be easier to do. The catch here. And the battery's gonna go up in there, and then you've got all this room to deal with whatever receiver you're wanting to put in it, and it's hollow underneath. We should get this amped up so we can run it. And then here's the bottom. It's EPO, and so is this as well. I feel like the Rapid, and with a name like Rapid, it's easy to assume it's made for speed. It's definitely got a stiffer wing, but this is meant to be light and flipped around. And so it's not quite as stiff, but it's still okay. Yeah, I mean, it's even hard to tell the difference. Yeah, bigger control surfaces for sure. And really, I mean, with a name like Rapid, how can you not think it's for speed? So these are definitely smaller control surfaces, like Fred says. That's what's up right there. So I would think this is way more, I keep shaking the wrong one. I'd say this is better for 3D stuff. This is just like a ripper, you know? Gosh, I tell you, wheels alone, the FMS one just dominated. This other one doesn't even roll. Oh man, thanks everybody. Man, 2 hours, 40 minutes. It's time. XT30, that's what it's called. Okay. And I would definitely look at the tech spec and ordering information at Horizon or wherever you decide to get it to see what it says. Like I say, mine came directly from FMS a while ago. So, don't know if that's how they come still. A few hours later, for drilling sky holes. Holes. All right, dudes. Thanks for hanging out. Bel Air Video, great to see you, man. Have you ever been in this stream before? Was hanging out, talking about airplanes with a bunch of great folks. You gotta, if you're watching this ever on replay, and folks do, turn on that live chat so you can see what everybody's talking about. All right, Brian, we're saying good night, man. You're welcome, Mike Bird. Bel Air, thanks for coming by. All you guys, members of the channel, all you rats, hanger rats that have been in forever. Thanks so much. We're doing it, y'all. Big things. It's on. Super pumped. All right, I'm gonna do it. I hate to say goodbye. This is where I need to play that Belle Biv DeVoe song or whatever it is, right? It's so hard to say goodbye. Isn't that Belle Biv DeVoe? They didn't ask me for permission, but they played that at my high school graduation. And people cried. Yeah, not my jam, but it's, you know, once you get away from it, it's like, all right, yeah, it wasn't so bad. All right, guys, thanks so much. I'm out of here in 5. Hanger rats forever. 3 you later. You're too good to be forgotten. Links in the disc row. Stick in monkey pants. See you later.